They need us, bro. We entertain them. Football, basketball, soccer. If we quit all of this stuff, what do they got? Nothing.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Dave Show. We've got a good one planned for today, so let's jump right into it. Let's do it. News and nuts. News and nuts. Hey, it's news and nuts. It looks like the State Department will be cracking down on the amount of visas they give out to Chinese nationalists. Currently, we give out 300,000 visas to students from China, and apparently, these Chinese students are required to report back periodically to China. I don't know what they're supposed to be saying, but I think this is probably a good thing that we start cutting down on this and paying closer attention to who we give these student visas to. President Trump wants to take a closer look at the foreign students that are going to be applying to Harvard in particular. It looks like he wants to start combing through their social media accounts to see if they've, posted anything anti-American or anti-American rhetoric. I think that's a good thing, so take a look.
We want to know where those students come. Are they troublemakers? What countries do they come? And we're not going to, if somebody is coming from a certain country and they're 100% fine, Harvard's got to behave themselves. Harvard is treating our country with great disrespect. I'm looking out for the country and for Harvard. I want Harvard to do well. I want Harvard to be great again, probably. Harvard wants to fight. They want to show how smart they are, and they're getting their ass kicked.
As President Trump is looking out for America, looks like the folks over at Harvard are lashing out like a petulant little child during their graduation ceremony. Check it out.
Members of the class of 2025 from down the street, across the country, and around the world. Around the world, just as it should be.
So many of your international students worry about being wrongly detained and even deported. A cascade of draconian government measures has already led to so much uncertainty, so much pain and suffering in this country.
I don't know about you, but something needs to be done about these activist judges because it's not only really hampering what President Trump is doing, this is setting a bad precedent, not just for this administration, but for all future administrations, Democrat or Republican. Yeah, it's not a good thing.
The president's rationale for imposing these powerful tariffs was legally sound and grounded in common sense. Three judges of the U.S. Court of International Trade disagreed and brazenly abused their judicial power to usurp the authority of President Trump to stop him from carrying out the mandate that the American people gave him. There is a troubling and dangerous trend of unelected judges inserting themselves into the presidential decision-making process. America cannot function if President Trump, or any other president for that matter, has their sensitive diplomatic or trade negotiations railroaded by activist judges.
Well, that's it for the news. Now on to the nuts. This first clip is a Formula One driver, and we're seeing exactly why I will never be a Formula One driver. Take a look.
Lando, we think this rain is 2 more laps, so we think it's good to keep going.
What we're about to see in this next clip, I have no idea how this guy does it without seemingly spilling a drop of ketchup. Check it out. This next clip has some people saying that the police have gone too far. They're a little bit too extreme with this person they're apprehending. I think they're just fine. the thing is, we don't know what led up to what we're about to see. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Too rough or just right? Check it out. All right, my friends, that's it for the news and nuts. But don't worry, that liberal pool of madness is deep, and we've got a lot of it today. So sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
Y'all, if abortion is murder, literally, who cares? Literally, who cares? I don't care.
How horrible.
I thought murder was justifiable.
What the hell did you just say?
In some cases.
What?
What happened to self-defense? Is that is that not okay anymore?
Yeah.
Are we not allowed to do that anymore?
Yeah, you can.
Or like Robin Hood.
That might be one of the most disconjointed videos I have seen yet. Pick a lane, lady, and just run with it, okay?
So apparently, when you go to get a real ID, you need to jump through a bunch of hoops.
I don't remember having to do that. I already have my real ID. Didn't even realize I did, but the last time I renewed my license, it just appeared. I don't remember any hoops having to be jumped through, so I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about.
And sell your soul to the devil.
How?
So who still needs to get a real ID?
Okay. Well, I don't want to be going to her DMV if in order to get a real ID, you have to sell your soul. Jeez.
No. I'm just going to respond without a comment here to post or a video because I don't really care what they have to say and I'm not going to give them air to breathe on my page. Okay. But I have white fatigue.
Right.
Yeah, I said it. I have white fatigue.
You're
I am
stupid.
so fatigued of the history of fucking selfish, greedy white people. White fatigue is a thing, even coming from the white people. I am so fatigued by you fucks.
What?
White fatigue. Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Just, you might want to get a little closer. You do know, of the white people, you are like amongst the whitest of the white. Like, you could go outside and literally get burned like in 2 minutes. Okay. And listen, my man, what has to happen in your life, in your upbringing, to like not be proud of everything the white people have done for the world? All the inventions, all the pushes forward with technology and medicine and like literally everything that we enjoy today is pretty much from the white people. So, okay.
Black people, keep doing what you're doing. They don't talk about nobody but us. They don't talk about the Chinese people. They don't talk about the Asian people. They don't talk about the Korean people.
True.
Everybody talk about us, and it's for a reason. Let's get it.
Just a reminder, we are not buying anything from the Target Pride collection. I mean, I looked at it for curiosity's sake because I wasn't going to buy anything. But, like, what the f***? It looks like they spent more time trying to figure out how to not be gay than to just be a fucking ally, which we know they're not. They folded so fucking quickly on their DEI policies. And honestly, I'm a little...
Yeah, because they were sick and tired of losing money. Let's be straight here, right?
offended about this number.
Pride
as a lesbian. Like, not only is U-Haul themselves up to some shit, but they're going in on, like, stereotypes. It's not a vibe, guys. Not digging it. The Target boycotts don't stop just because it's June. Okay? Okay.
Wait, you missed one more K in your movement, right? It's a K, and one more K. I'm just joking. But it was kind of funny. Come on.
They asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and all I said is I wanted to come to Chili's and talk real loud about how much I hate Donald Trump.
Yay!
And Greg Abbott.
Well, you can't have a complete birthday celebration without throwing the middle finger up to Governor Abbott. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm with you on that one. Jeez.
And this is exactly what the problem is. You see what I'm saying? Because you see an all-black college, now you feel like you have to have an all-white college. And we know that there will be different ideologies at both of those colleges. All-black colleges still accept white students, and they do not discriminate. But I guarantee
I'm not entirely sure about about that. I don't know. I mean, I've never tried to apply to an all-black college, but I would imagine I'd probably have a tougher time getting in than if, you know.
if you made an all-white college, it would be about hatred, not about pride.
Course.
And all you would do is whitewash history for your students, and you wouldn't teach them real history that happened in America.
Well, you found us out, my friend. That's exactly what a white college would be like. Man, you nailed it.
And honestly, that is really what separates a white college from a black college, is the fact that they don't lie about black history. Just like you can go to the NAACP as a white person and they will help you.
Why would you have to do that? What circumstances would have to lead you to the NAACP to help you out if you're white? Okay.
I've had the NAACP help me with schooling for roofing school. And they bought me tools and they bought me clothes and everything.
Wait, why would they do that? Am I missing something here? I feel like I'm missing something. Please let me know in the comments if I'm missing something.
If anything is branded as all white, there's going to be hatred involved with it.
No.
If something is branded as all black, there will not be hatred. It's about being prideful.
Every time somebody talks about how they have no idea how they're going to pay back their student loans and it's genuinely ruining their lives, and that's totally valid, because what the fuck? Some annoying ass, privileged ass little bitch gets up in the fucking comments like, if you couldn't afford those loans, you shouldn't have taken them out. I paid off my loans. I don't get reimbursed for being responsible. Bitch, I don't believe that you fucking paid off your student loans. Your parents paid off your fucking student loans, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so following that logic, then her parents' student loans, assuming they went to college, were paid off by their parents. And then that means their parents' student loan was paid off by their great-grandparents. So wait. So where does it end? Like, how far back do you have to go? Somebody had to pay back their original student loans at some point in this lineage of paying off their, kids' student loans. So can you let me know how far back we have to go to find that responsible party?
Hey, on some real shit, y'all need to teach our kids to stop staring. I never wanted to kick a little motherfucker so bad in my life. Like, this little girl just seen me, and she stared at me and screamed.
Do you blame her? Jeez Louise. I'm just getting this vibe that, maybe is this like an albino, a black person that's an albino? And obviously they've colored their hair regardless, but that's kind of what I'm getting the feel like. But I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know, because that interesting character nonetheless.
Like, just stared at me and was screaming. Like, literally staring and screaming. Her dad ain't say shit. Now, if I would have whooped class for the old and knew, I would have been wrong, huh?
Well, yeah, that you would have. And that's not good that the parent didn't say anything, because that's really not teaching your kids. You need to be respectful, when they're in public. Although, kids will be kids, and sometimes they just do things, so Yeah, I see both sides there. I see both sides.
But it whooped his ass too. I don't like no shit like that.
Yeah, okay.
Like, y'all need to teach y'all kids. Everybody is different. Everybody ain't the same.
That's true.
Don't look at me and scream, because now I'm going to whoop your ass and make you scream for real.
Well, that's not good.
I'm not saying somebody should, but I wish someone would.
What?
I think we all know what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Please, somebody. I wish someone would.
Put you in a nursing home? Is that what you're talking about? I think it is.
It seems to really piss people off when I talk about being houseless and also exhibit a sense of joy and whimsy. So let me show you how I decorated my tent today. Here.
I'm sorry, but I have to stop because, wow. Yes, I am already infuriated, and I haven't even seen what this guy's done with this tent. Oh.
Here we got like a doodly type of galaxy. The hearts and X's will make more sense later. I've got a little mushroom and a flower.
Yeah, I wonder why he's got the mushroom. Okay.
With the sun shining. Another mushroom. And then on this side, I was going for sort of like an Easter egg vibe. The door sort of explains the hearts and spirals and stars and X's. It's sort of like my own card suit that I just made up.
That probably was like really cool when he was on those mushrooms.
I did the whole thing with one pink Posca marker. Being creative does not have to be expensive.
True. Lily Tito. Jeez. What a joke.
Made it into Disney World. I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. You know, Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go and use the bathroom because I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I get stopped, I guess. But I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom, and being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop me. So I will report back in a minute.
Okay, first of all, you're a grown man. And second of all, no grown man uses the word tinkle. Okay? That just does not happen. That's not in our vocabulary.
Once I have hopefully tinkled without your
gosh.
3 minutes later.
That went as well as it could have gone. No one gave me any weird looks. Definitely no one stopped me. I walked in, I found a stall. I peed. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the
Look, too much information. I don't care how you're peeing, but I'm glad you did it in a stall in the privacy. I'm assuming the door was closed. It better have been.
The sound, think, oh, is there someone peeing standing up there? But you know what? I peed standing up, and it was fine. And
look, no guy walks into a bathroom and hears somebody urinating in a stall. Nobody thinks of, oh, is that guy standing up while he's peeing, or is he sitting down? I wonder. No, that thought never doesn't even enter the thought process at all, okay?
And then I washed my hands and I left. And you know what? On my way out from the women's bathroom, I took a quick picture with someone who recognized me, and it was lovely.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot. He went into the women's bathroom, didn't he? Here I thought he was being responsible and going into the guy's bathroom. Ay. Well, I'm glad you went into the stall in any case. So I'm sure you did close the door at that point. But, again, even with women, I don't think a woman would even contemplate whether the person in that stall was sitting or standing, because their default thought should be that person is sitting because, they're a woman, but I digress.
So overall, Disney World in Florida, 10 out of 10 women's bathroom experience for trans women. Would recommend.
The state of Colorado, I think, believes that they are sort of operating a Manchurian candidate experiment in the state of Colorado because they can't seem to get the balance between free speech and religious liberty versus anti-discrimination law twice. So they've just enacted a new law, and Governor Polis signed it going into the weekend. HB 1312 is actually a modification of, it's an amendment to the pre-existing Colorado Anti-Discrimination Act, or CADA. Now, CADA notably, has made 2 trips to the Supreme Court already. One in the Masterpiece Cake Shop series of cases with Jack Phillips, and one in last year's 303 Creative versus Alanis case, which was Lori Smith, the Christian website designer. So both times, both were victors at the Supreme Court over the Colorado Human Rights Commission. But Colorado can't seem to get the message. So what this amendment does is it actually requires any individual in a public accommodation space to use mandatory preferred pronouns and selected names of individuals based on gender identity, even if those individuals disagree with the communication of a message that is antithetical to what they believe. It's the first time I have seen a state enact a law that is so patently unconstitutional that tries to concretize into the state canon a requirement to violate the First Amendment, because not every Coloradan is going to agree with the use of preferred pronouns or gender identity related names.
Colorado, what are you doing? This is just goes against, like, I don't know, that phrase called, what's it called? Oh yeah, common sense. This is going to go to the Supreme Court and it is going to, like, fail miserably. So why even pass it in the first place, really?
Hey, I don't know who need to hear this, but hey, look, y'all.
Okay.
We need to protect our brother over there in Africa. What we need to do, everybody need to save up a paycheck as in brown skin, anybody in America. Since these white folks don't want us over here, let's take everything that we learned. Let's take every damn thing that we got. Everybody, let's go to Africa. Everybody, let's go to Africa. Let's become military. Let's do whatever. Let's take the resources. Let's take the building. Let's take everything that we know. Take that shit to Africa and leave these motherfuckers over here. Watch how quick they go calling the phones trying to get us back over here.
I think it's more like, watch how fast you call on the phones begging to come back. This is not going to go the way you think, my man.
Bro, we the GOAT. They need us, bro. We entertain them. Football, basketball, soccer. If we quit all of...
Wait, soccer? Well, I guess internationally, yeah, soccer. Not so much in America, though, I don't think, although I'm not a huge soccer guy, so I could be totally wrong.
This stuff, what do they got? Nothing.
Nah, that's not true.
How many white boys it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They can't screw. How many cops gonna run around and shooting up the other white folks that's out here? None. Y'all got to think. We the power.
What? That doesn't...
My brother went to Harvard, and
I'm sorry.
we don't think it's such a big deal that Harvard is not allowed to take foreign students anymore, especially if you know what is happening in the world and in China and how far behind the US is falling so fast. In China, you can pay with the palm of your hand. You don't need to carry an ID card. You can pee in a public toilet and get your urine tested without having to go to a doctor.
Well, okay, I mean, I guess I can see the benefits of that, but is that like every bathroom? Like, that seems kind of weird.
And there's a lot of other stuff going on, but there's also a lot of authoritarian stuff going on, so we don't want them to become more powerful in the future. I think up to 80% of the students enrolled in some of these STEM classes in these universities were foreigners. We in the US already have enough diversity, and the Democrats, they're falling so fucking low and stupid. They're like, it's a white person against everyone else. No, it's American citizens, and we're already very fucking diverse.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's totally true. There is enough diversity, the good normal diversity, not the weird liberal DEI diversity, but yeah, there's enough in the mix to make things good. So
that makes sense for a country to do that. In fact, other countries have done worse. Another thing, you cannot go to another country on a visa. I came here on a visa and then protest against that country. One of my friends protested way back in the 2000s in Canada. Guess what? She was warned she wouldn't be allowed back. That's the law for decades in every country. And now the Democrats, and I'm a fucking ex-Democrat, thank God, because they make less sense every day.
Good for you.
The Democrats are like, no, they should be able to come here and make big signs against the country that's hosting them. No, dude, nobody does that. Other countries don't even give you scholarships. Like, what fucking cloud of decadency, and I'm doing this because this is the decadency that's destroying this country, this entitlement and decadency and lack of an immune system. complete and utter lack of an immune system is what's bringing this country down. And unlike a lot of what I am seeing now in the Democratic Party, a lot of us immigrants, up to 40 to 50% of immigrants voted against the Democrats. We like this country.
Yeah.
Don't destroy it. We've lived in countries run by the brown people. We didn't like it. We've lived in countries run by the black people. We didn't like it. We've lived in countries run by authoritarian Chinese people and the Central Asians. We didn't like it. They're more concerned with other things. They can't even give you running hot water. Some of them, not China anymore. You know what doesn't make sense?
What?
Is that in Chicago, in a women's competition, all of the medals went to men.
Of course.
So
it's the new norm.
You're in that bubble still, where that's fine, but people coming here from another country and saying, "Oh, death to America," they should be able to do that, and everything's a white man's fault, and oh my God, everyone's innocent except the white man. Go fuck yourself. I think you need to. I'm gonna be. I need to revamp my TikTok because what the fuck is this shit showing up on my feed? Bye.
Yeah, I think she's totally spot on. This decadency from the left, it's not helping America, that's for sure. They used to be for the working class Americans. Now they're more concerned about really wealthy kids. Now, just get ready for this, but some of these wealthy kids might actually have to go to Oxford instead of Harvard. Oh no, the humanity.
If I went to Mexico without being invited or allowed and I took a job, what would the Mexican government do to me?
Why was the reason you left the U.S. first?
The reason doesn't matter.
Let's say you're here in the U.S., okay? You have, from what I think I've heard, I think you have 2 daughters, correct? Daughter and a son. Let's say someone is attacking your family, targeting you guys. You love your children, I'm assuming.
Well, hold on. I actually, someone, every day we get death threats, so this is not an abstraction, and I'm not leaving America. If you apply that logic, that if somebody is in danger, they're allowed to come to America, would you be okay welcoming in 500 million people into America?
500 million? I don't even think that would fit the United States.
I agree, and that's the point, is that if everyone all of a sudden declared that their life was in danger, we'd have to let in all of Nicaragua, all of Honduras, almost all of Venezuela. The standard all of a sudden starts falling apart.
Yeah.
And we find that people lie about this, they deceive it. Why don't we try to empower those people to make the countries they're coming from greater and stronger, or else this problem will actually never be fixed at the root level.
It's time for Dave's Detox. It's cute. Doesn't want to give up that biscuit. Oh, blocked. Oh, boy.
Sit. Sit.
Oh,
down.
good dog.
Bust a move. Bust a move.
Almost sitting.
Bust a move.
No, nice. Nice lab. Aw. That's nice, but why would you need a dog to do that?
This girl, it's hailing. Look at her. Oh my God.
That's weird. Like they're in a plane? And the dogs are just sleeping underneath the seat? How does that happen? Oh gosh, they're really wanting that slug. Oh no! Would you want those Cheetos afterwards? I don't think so.
Sammy don't take too kindly to you messing with his water. He's liable to buck you in there.
Why would you let your kid drink from that? I'm like, good for you, sheep. Nice. Like, come on, buddy. All right, my friends, that is it for another episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe, like, share, slap that bell around, tell your friends about Idle Hands and what we're doing here. Love to have you as part of the community. All right, until the next episode, stay safe, know that you are loved and appreciated, and until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.